Step into the shimmering light of a Venetian morning. The air is thick with the scent of salt and ancient stone, a symphony of lapping water and distant church bells. A gondola glides silently through a narrow canal, its rhythmic paddle a counterpoint to the city's timeless rhythm. It's a city of impossible beauty, a labyrinth of canals and alleys where every turn reveals a masterpiece of art and architecture. But look closer. Below the polished marble and graceful arches, there's a secret, a testament to a breathtaking act of human will. The city you see, this magnificent jewel of the Adriatic, is a triumph over nature itself. It shouldn't exist. For centuries, people have marveled at Venice, the unsinkable city, and whispered its origins, a place built not on solid ground, but on a watery lagoon. But to truly understand Venice is to grasp the sheer audacity of its birth. A story of innovation born from desperation. Our story begins not with grandeur, but with fear. In the 5th century, the mighty Roman Empire was crumbling. Wave after wave of barbarian tribes, the Huns, the Goths, the Lombards, swept across northern Italy, leaving a trail of destruction. The people of the mainland, terrified and seeking refuge, fled to the only place the invaders would not follow, the treacherous marshes of the Venetian lagoon. This was no promised land. It was a hostile, muddy, and uninhabitable environment. A scattering of small islands, little more than sandbanks and mudflats, dotted a vast expanse of shallow, shifting water. There was no fresh water, no stone, no timber, only the biting wind, the relentless tides, and the ever-present risk of being swallowed by the swamp. But here, in this no-man's land, they found their greatest asset, safety. The lagoon's shallow waters and complex network of channels made it impossible for large armies to navigate. It was their fortress, built by nature itself. The early Venetians, or Veneti, as they were known, were not builders by trade, but fishermen and salt harvesters. Yet, faced with a watery world, they became engineers. They needed to create land where there was none. Their solution was as simple as it was brilliant: wooden piles. They would drive millions upon millions of long, sturdy wooden stakes, sourced from the forests of the mainland, deep into the soft clay and mud of the lagoon floor. These piles, driven so closely together they formed a dense, underwater forest of timber, would finally hit a solid layer of compressed clay. On top of this wooden platform, they would lay thick stone slabs, creating a stable, dry foundation. The scale of this project is almost unimaginable. To build a single palace, thousands of piles were required. To build the entire city, a staggering number were used, often estimated to be over 10 million. The entire city of Venice, its churches, its palaces, its bridges, all of it rests on a massive, submerged foundation of wood. This was not just building, it was an act of faith, an unprecedented feat of engineering that took centuries to complete. With their foundation secured, the Venetians turned their ingenuity to the one resource their hostile home provided in abundance: salt. Salt was the white gold of the medieval world, a precious commodity essential for preserving food. The Venetian lagoon's tidal flats were perfect for creating salt pans, and the Venetians quickly perfected the art of salt harvesting. They traded their salt with the inland Italian states, which were desperate for it. This was Venice's first, crucial source of wealth. As their trading network expanded, they needed a way to protect their goods and their burgeoning wealth. They became master shipbuilders. The city's unique geography forced them to design vessels that could navigate the shallow lagoon while also being sturdy enough for open-sea voyages. This led to the creation of the galleys that would become the backbone of their commercial and military power. This growing power required a new form of government. The Venetians, wary of the mainland's feudal systems and monarchies, created a unique political system, the Serenissima Repubblica di Venezia, the most serene Republic of Venice. Led by an elected ruler, the Doge, this oligarchy of wealthy merchant families provided remarkable political stability for over 1,000 years. Unlike the mainland states, which were constantly at war, Venice's government was designed to prioritize trade and commerce above all else. This stability, combined with their naval strength and their control of the salt trade, allowed Venice to flourish as a powerful, independent city-state. By the 13th century, Venice had transformed from a humble refuge into a global superpower. Its galleys, laden with spices, silk, and gold, sailed across the Mediterranean and beyond, connecting Europe to the exotic riches of the East. The city was a dazzling metropolis of commerce and culture, a crucible where East met West. The engine of this maritime empire was the Venetian arsenal, the world's first true factory. In a massive, walled complex within the city, the Venetians perfected a revolutionary system of mass production. It wasn't just a shipyard, it was an industrial marvel. They could build a complete warship from scratch in a single day. This incredible efficiency was a direct result of their innovative assembly line method. A ship's keel was laid at one end of the arsenal, and as it moved down a channel, specialized teams of carpenters, sailmakers, and gunsmiths would add their components, piece by piece. By the time it reached the far end of the channel, a fully rigged, armed war galley was ready to set sail. The arsenal was the secret to Venice's naval dominance, a testament to its genius for engineering and organization. With immense wealth flowing in, the city became a canvas for the world's greatest artists. The riches from the East funded the construction of magnificent palaces and churches, adorned with intricate mosaics, golden icons, and stunning frescoes. It was the home of master painters like Titian, Tintoretto, and Giorgione. The city's unique, romantic architecture, a blend of Byzantine, Gothic, and Renaissance styles, was a reflection of its cosmopolitan soul. This was Venice at its zenith, a place of unparalleled luxury, art, and power. But as with all empires, Venice's golden age couldn't last forever. The very trade routes that had built its wealth began to be its undoing. In the late 15th century, Portuguese explorer Vasco da Gama discovered a new sea route to India, sailing around the Cape of Good Hope. This single event fundamentally shifted global trade. Suddenly, merchants could bypass the Mediterranean, and with it, Venice's monopoly on Eastern goods. The city of canals was now on the wrong side of the world, a slow, arduous stop on a new global map. To make matters worse, Venice found itself locked in a long, costly struggle with the formidable Ottoman Empire. The two naval powers clashed repeatedly over control of the eastern Mediterranean. While Venice won some great victories, like the famous Battle of Lepanto, the constant warfare drained its treasury and stretched its naval resources to their limit. Piece by piece, the city-state lost its key territories, and its influence waned. The once mighty republic was a shadow of its former self. The final blow came not from a great battle, but with a whimper. In 1797, a young general named Napoleon Bonaparte marched his army across Europe, putting an end to centuries of old monarchies and republics. Surrounded by Napoleon's forces, the last Doge of Venice, Ludovico Manin, was forced to abdicate. In a moment of quiet, heartbreaking defeat, the most serene Republic of Venice, which had stood as an independent power for 1,100 years, simply ceased to exist. It was an end to a legacy that had begun in a marshy refuge, surviving 1,000 years of political turmoil and war, only to be swept away by the changing tides of a new era. Today, Venice is a city reborn, not as an empire, but as one of the world's most beloved destinations. Its canals, bridges, and palaces are a living museum, a testament to the ingenuity of its founders. Yet, the city's story has come full circle. The very water that was once its greatest defense is now its greatest threat. Acqua alta, or high water, is a constant challenge. Rising sea levels, a direct result of climate change, increasingly flood the city's historic squares and streets. The same ingenious spirit that drove wooden piles into the lagoon floor now powers a massive engineering project called MOS, a system of retractable floodgates designed to protect the city from the rising tides. The story of Venice is, at its core, a powerful reminder that human ingenuity can thrive in the most difficult of circumstances. It is a saga of resilience, a testament to the fact that a city can be built on the most fragile of foundations. The true value of Venice is not just in its breathtaking beauty, but in the lessons it offers about adapting to change, the power of collective effort, and the enduring legacy of a people who dared to build a city where no city should have been.